In my last video, I told you about the definition of production, and in this video I am going to tell you what are the factors of production. Basically, to produce any goods and services, certain raw materials or inputs are required. These are called factors of production. Now, there are basically four factors of production: 1. Land, 2. Labor, 3. Capital, and number 4. Organization. Now, each of these categories have separate and distinct characteristics. Now, I am going to tell you the characteristics of each and every category. So, please write it down in your copy. Now, first one is land, and the characteristics of land are: land is a gift of nature. Second, the supply of land is fixed. Third, land is immobile, which means it cannot be moved from one place to another. Next, in case of land, the law of diminishing marginal productivity operates more quickly, which means that if we increase the quantity of labor and capital on a fixed plot of land, total output will increase at a diminishing rate. Now, the second category, which is labor, the characteristics of labor are: the laborer supplies labor. Labor is produced by the laborer and it is sold by him in exchange for wages. I forgot to tell you that in exchange of land, we have to pay rent. Similarly, in exchange of labor, we have to pay wages. Second point, labor power cannot be separated from the laborer. That is, the presence of the laborer is always essential for getting the supply of labor. Third, labor cannot be accumulated by a laborer. A capitalist can accumulate capital, or a landowner can increase his quantity of land by purchasing more land, but the labor power cannot be accumulated by the worker. If the laborer does not work on a particular day, that day's work cannot be offered anymore. So, this is one of the limitations of labor, you can say. Then, fourth point, labor is not indestructible. See, when the individual works for a longer period, his capacity to work is reduced. That is why you will learn in the next coming chapters that the labor supply curve is backward bending, because no matter how much money you are offering to a labor, after a certain point of time it will not be possible for him to perform its best. Coming to the third category, that is capital. See, capital is one of the most important factors of production, because it is that without which the production or the renting of land or giving wages to the laborer is not possible. So, capital is one of the most important factors of production. What are its characteristics? Now, first is capital is a result of past labor, which means you have already produced certain goods and services in past, you have sold them, and the profit or the return you have got, now you are employing it again as a form of capital. Then capital is productive, which means if capital goods are used with labor, the productivity of labor also increases. Third, capital is a source of future income, which means if the capital is used in the process of production of goods and services, then by selling them we can earn income in future. So, it is a reward for future. Fourthly, capital is not infinitely durable, because there is depreciation of capital. So, in order to keep the stock of capital unchanged or constant, it is necessary to add to the stock of capital. Then, capital is a result of saving. How? because a part of the output produced by the economy is consumed and the part which is not consumed is saved. This can also be used as capital. Then the last one, organization. See, organization means the overall structure that was designed by the entrepreneur in order to perform this whole process of production. So, organizing means establishing coordination among land, labor, and capital in order to perform this overall process of production.